Hello viewers, I'm Dr. A.G. Karthikeyan, pediatrician. Welcome to NRG Healthcare. So today's topic will be a very pertinent one. There are several media reports about children being affected more during the next third wave of coronavirus pandemic. So we're going to discuss about whether this is a reality or a myth. So why do pandemics happen in waves? So pandemic generally does not linger on at a peak level for more than several weeks. So it tends to reach a peak level and then drops to a very low level, and then after a few months it again increases and then reaches a peak. So hence the terminologies of second wave and third waves. So what has happened in Western countries is Japan has had a fourth or probably into the fifth wave of coronavirus pandemic. UK and other European countries are into their third wave of pandemic. So the medical community in India is worried that we might be having another wave or the third wave of the pandemic in the next few months. So whether children are going to be more affected during this third wave or not is a mystery. So let me try and answer you regarding this. So first of all, why is the medical community worried that children can be more affected during the third wave of the pandemic? So I feel that there are three reasons why children will be more vulnerable in the future for coronavirus infections. The first reason is there is no vaccinations available yet for children. So adults are being vaccinated around the country, and there has been a large number of adults who have had coronavirus infection in the last 1 year who have developed certain antibodies against the virus. Hence they are protected to a certain extent following a natural infection. The second reason is children have been indoors for more than a year now, so there is no chance for them to interact socially with other children or adults. Hence, their exposure to coronavirus infection is very low and they may not have developed antibodies for coronavirus infection. This also makes them very vulnerable. The third reason is there is emerging mutations of coronavirus infection. For example, we know the Delta variant, which is supposed to be originating from India and spreading to other parts of the world. So these variants of concern usually do not have adequate antibody response in the population. Hence, when these new mutations strike the population, they tend to develop coronavirus infections even if they've had the vaccinations earlier or had a natural infection earlier. So when it is likely to have a third wave of coronavirus infection? So based on data from other countries, Western countries and Japan, there has been a gap of around 20 weeks, roughly around 5 months between the second wave and the third wave in those countries. So based on that data, we anticipate that the third wave of coronavirus infection is likely to occur around October, November of 2021. So what can we do to prevent the third wave of coronavirus infection? So, or at least to minimize the impact of the third wave of coronavirus infection in children. So there are three key things to note here. Number one is vaccination, number two is vaccination, and number three is again vaccination. I cannot emphasize the importance of vaccination in adults as of now to prevent the chain of transmission of coronavirus infection. So hopefully a number of trials have been started in children, even with Indian vaccines. So if these trials show positive results for protection for children, the available vaccines could be extended to children as well. So as of now, the currently available vaccines are given for adults above 18 years of age. So next we will look at who are the most vulnerable amongst the children to develop coronavirus infection. So certain children who have problems with their immunity, they may have certain underlying diseases compromising their immunity. They are very vulnerable to coronavirus infections. Some children with pre-existing diabetes, asthma, certain heart conditions, certain children who are on long-term steroid treatment and certain other medications are more vulnerable to coronavirus infections. So once a vaccine is available, it is these group of children who needs to be vaccinated on a priority to save them from developing coronavirus infection now. However, parents can feel reassured that the majority of coronavirus infections in children are harmless. They usually develop mild symptoms like fever, cough, cold, sore throat, and around 90% of the children do not require any treatment, or maybe just paracetamol and plenty of hydration to tide over the crisis. Only about 5 or 6% of the children will actually need hospitalization to treat the coronavirus infection, and hardly about 1% of the children will need intensive care treatment in a pediatric intensive care unit to tide over the infection. So parents can generally feel reassured that the majority of the children are going to be okay. So I will provide you with some links to resources for identification and management of coronavirus infection in children in the description box below. So if you find this video useful, please like us, share us with your family and friends. Please subscribe our channel and click on the bell notification in order to get more updates like this. Thank you.